What's up, Authentic fam? What's up, Fit fam? What's up, Get Fit fam? What's up, YouTube fam? So right now we're going to get into a video where I'm breaking down some body ratings, and I'm also talking about why appearance is just as important for men as it is for women. And why is this all relevant to us as guys? Because the majority of men nowadays are unsatisfied. They're viewed as undateable by women, right? They're not attractive to women. And the guys are now saying, oh, well, it's because the women are delusional. That's definitely not what the hell is going on here. Well, 25 guys. I'm gonna run through them very quickly, and I'm just gonna rate them from 1 to 10 and probably just give a brief explanation for why they got the score that they got. I'm heading out to Mexico because they're having a fitness expo. I got invited. There's gonna be a lot of fitness celebrities there, and I was really impressed at how many big names they got on the roster. And I said to myself, you know what, this is a good opportunity to get out there, get some content, not only just with beautiful women that speak English, but talking to a lot of these fitness models, these fitness athletes, and getting their take on how much being physically attractive and having a far above average body has changed their sex life and changed dating for them. I think a lot of you guys would benefit from hearing how different their experience with women is than yours. And you gotta understand, I'm coming from not only an athletic background, but for over a decade, like 12 years, I was a male dancer. And it's literally the opposite of what other men experience in the dating market, because guys are chasing women and they're trying to win women over, and the women have the advantage because they get to choose, and the men have to be the ones to outperform and compete against the other men. For us, it was literally the opposite. We were the commodities, we were in the small percentile, and the women were in abundance, having to compete for us. Just to make it simple to understand on mathematical terms, when I first started working at the club, I'm always interested in numbers. So I would always check and see what the numbers were for the night. What did the door do? So I know how many guys I work with. When I started working, there were 22 guys on the list, right? When I first started dancing, my rookie year, there was 22 guys on the list, on the roster, on the lineup. And we each get about 10 to 15 minutes on stage, depending on how good of a performer you are and how high of a demand you are. So it's very competitive. But then I would look at the door and see what the door did, because only women are allowed in. So it's easy to see what the ratio is. So on Friday nights, we would average 250 women. On Saturday nights, we would average 300 women. So I want you guys to think about that for a minute. An environment where there's 22 guys to 250 women, or 22 guys to 300 women. And then you'll understand why they're competing for us. Women love attention, right? No shit. And with all those performances, with all that music, with all that alcohol, with all that dancing, the women are all horny, because that environment brings that out of them, because they're seeing men go on stage and perform, in these fantasy roles. You have guys going up as construction workers, police officers, roles that have power, dominance, authority, and they're doing it with the best bodies, right? So of course the women are all going to be aroused and they're all going to be horny, which means now all these women want a guy. They want one of these guys for themselves. Well, guess what? Each guy only has one dick, right? So each woman now has to elbow and push the girl next to her to try to get to the guy that she likes. Completely different experience. So I figured, let me interview these guys that have these, top 10 bodies, right? They have, their bodies are in the top 10% in the world, because they're literally professionals at competing with their bodies and with their physiques. And it brings and attracts a lot of women. So many women be at these expos because they're on some groupie shit. You look at Chris Bumstead or whatever right now. He's the classic physique champion. Bro, every chick that I see, when I look, they all follow him. You look on Instagram, they all follow him. And it's like, these chicks don't know anything about bodybuilding, but they follow Chris Bumstead. So anyhow, let's get into rating these guys, and we'll be done with it. Let me get to the folder. I got all of that in there. All right, so number 1 on the screen, boom. I rated this as a 4.5, right? Obviously, The body could be much worse, but it obviously could be a hell of a lot better. So I would say that's right in the middle, just a little bit below average. And I say that because, you know, we got a little bit of more fat than I think the average guy might be carrying. So this guy would have to lower his body fat percentage below 10%. He would have to build broader shoulders. He'd have to have a hell of a lot more of a chest development there going on. And then of course he would need some traps and some arms if he wants to be attractive and appealing to women, period. He has to look far better than the average guy, okay? If not, why would she pick him over the average guy? Number two, now this guy's tall, so of course there's some height advantage there, but the body composition is off. So I gave him a 5.5 just simply because of that height advantage. It definitely puts him above average, but again, we don't have the fitness aspect there. So this guy would have to do pretty much the same as guy number one. I want you guys to keep in mind this. A high body fat percentage and anything that looks like man boobs or anything like that are all indications of estrogen. Now, women might not understand this on a chemical level, but they are turned off by it. So I want you guys to understand that women are definitely turned off by man boobs, but chemically what that says to them is that this guy has a higher estrogen than he should and lower testosterone than he should. Again, not what women are gonna be aroused by. All right, next guy, give him a 4.5. Pretty much the same as guy number one, so I don't need to reiterate. It's the same situation going on here, which is also why he would also be overlooked by women in general. Like, let me throw one more caveat in here. One more thing I want to put in here that I think is important, guys. What you have to understand about women is their attraction is not changed, filtered, altered based on their appearance. A lot of guys, I think, make this misconception. They don't understand that. They think that this girl's a 9 or a 10, so, I can understand why she has these high standards and why she's only interested in guys that look good and blah, 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 blah. Oh, but this girl that's a 4, how dare her say she only likes tall guys? How dare her say that this guy's ugly? How dare she say that she's not attracted to this guy or that guy? You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. A 4 and a 9 have the same taste. They're attracted to the same shit. They have the same standard of beauty, same standard of looks or whatever, regardless of how attractive they are. So stop thinking that just because a girl's not that attractive, somehow she's supposed to be easier to get. Well, she might be easier to get, don't get me wrong, because she has to settle for what she has to settle for. She can only pick from the men interested in her. But I want you to understand that that doesn't mean she's gonna be attracted to that guy. She's not gonna be any more attracted to that guy than the beautiful women that are out of his league. She's just gonna settle for him rather than be alone. That's really a terrible situation, bro, to be with a girl that's not attracted to you. Because a lot of you guys that are putting in all this extra effort to win a girl over, you do realize that if you actually get the girl, that's not a good thing. Now you're with a chick that doesn't fucking like you, that doesn't want to be with you, is not attracted to you, and somehow is gonna come down with a headache every time you want to have sex. You're better off getting attractive, guys, and then dealing with women that actually want to sleep with you. Okay, so number 4, this is a 6.5, right? So this guy's above average. Why? Because he's slightly above average height, and he has far less than average body fat percentage, right? So his body fat percentage is lower than the average. We got abs visible, okay? We have a relatively healthy body. Now, this guy can make some improvements relatively quickly and easily. So he can easily adjust this 6.5 to 7.5 real quick, right? Now, God forbid this guy's a high earner or something like that. He's confident, he knows how to talk to women, he's in there. He can easily be dating women that are higher than him on the scale just by improving the other areas or being dominant in the other areas. But he has enough physically. We're actually going even further up. So this guy, I'm giving him an 8.5. Why? Because his body is above just regular, healthy, or relatively fit. This guy is overly fit in comparison to most guys. This guy has a well-developed chest. This guy has well-developed stomach and abs. He has a low body fat percentage. He has good, well-developed arms. He has cuts. So all of that's in place. this is something that women are going to find attractive. This is a guy that if he takes his shirt off or he's not wearing a shirt, women will do a double take. They will turn their neck and look back at him when he passes them. So this is where you want to be, guys, because if you have a body like this, there's a lot of guys that say, oh, I don't need to be that big, or I don't need to be that muscular. It's like, all right, well, I guess you're basically saying you don't need to have that much of an advantage physically. That's basically what you're saying, because this is a guy that most guys would think twice about fighting or crossing or disrespecting, because he looks like he's probably got some strength. And this is a guy that women would choose over a guy that has an average body. Just saying. All right, next. So this guy, I give him a 7 because although the body fat percentage isn't low, it's lower than average, and the arms are a good size. The chest isn't bad at all. This guy would just need a little bit broader of shoulders, a little bit more upper chest, and a lower body fat percentage. This guy, 6.5. And the reason why is because he has a good amount of size to him as far as width. He would just have to lower that body fat percentage and increase those shoulders somewhat. And again, he would be in a good place in comparison to most guys. All right. So this guy, again, we're still pretty much 6.5 because it looks to me like he's a little bit taller than average, low body fat percentage. I almost see some abs coming through. So this is a body that most women would consider fit or healthy. Again, if he wants to have an advantage now, just put on some more muscle mass and lower that body fat percentage a little bit, and he would be well above average. And that's what you guys want to be. You want to be well above average, which means that you will get picked, okay, more than 50% of the time. And that's what you want. Well, I shouldn't even say that, because we already know that women are only looking at, okay, the top 20% of guys. So realistically, you want to fall in the top 20% if you want to have an advantage. All right. Now this guy, we're at 4.5, and I think I'm being pretty generous with the 4.5. This could have easily been a 4, but I think the arms look like they might have a little bit of muscle mass there. The chest looks like it might not be so bad if we lower the body fat percentage. So I'm gonna give him a faithful 4.5 because I believe in him. But this guy would need to drop the body fat percentage dramatically and increase all the muscle on the upper top part of his leg. More shoulders, more traps, more chest. All right, this guy, 5.5, right? And the reason why is because he doesn't look like he's that tall. He doesn't look like he's above average height, but he definitely has above average mass. He looks like he has a lot of density under that fat. So if he was to clear that fat, he looks like he would have a good amount of muscle, a competitive amount of muscle, above average amount of muscle. So I would say this 5.5 would become a 7, even 7.5 real quick if he just lowered his body fat percentage by about 10%, in my opinion at least. All right, so this guy, we're gonna give him a 4.5 as well, in all the same areas as previously mentioned. The body fat percentage has to come down dramatically. We can't have anything that's looking like man tits. We gotta increase the testosterone, guys, and we gotta broaden those shoulders, right? Never underestimate a full chest and broad shoulders and what it says to everyone else. Okay, this guy, 6.5, and I'm probably going a little too low there. He could probably be a little higher, but I'm not trying to do 6.8 and 6.7 and all that kind of shit. So if I'm rounding it off, 6.5. The body fat percentage is below average, but we just need to put a little bit more mass on this guy. And I really feel like 6.5 is a little low. I think it's more than 6.5, but somehow not a 7, if that makes sense. So sorry about that. This guy, I'm gonna go with a 6. I think this is a above average physique. I think it's fit, but I think that the height might be a thing for him. And again, the point of this, guys, is that you can all improve your numbers. So don't think I'm being a dick because I'm like, oh, this guy's short, so I'm gonna give him a 6. It's like, it's not that, bro. It's not. I'm not height hating. The value is being honest. So does height matter? Yes, height matters dramatically. It matters. So there are going to be some guys that are very, very fit, that have a good amount of muscle, but because they're 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", it's going to affect their score. All right, guys. But definitely he could put on some more mass and try to make up for that and compensate for that. And then what he does is he aims for women that are more than 2 inches shorter than him. Boom, there you go. There's a lot of really short, cute girls out there. Find you one. This guy, same situation, same exact situation. 6, for the same reasons, the height thing, and the same suggestion, put on more muscle to try to compensate for it. And also, guys, keep in mind, the smaller your waist is the taller you will look. So there's a way to kind of try to height max, if that makes sense with you. The last thing you want to be is short and have a blocky waist. All right, so this guy, I'm gonna give him a hard 7, and I think this guy has the potential to be 8.5 because he's tall. He's tall, he's lean, he has already wide shoulders naturally, his skeletal is wide, so everything is there for him as far as genetics. This guy just needs to put on more mass. If he put on more muscle and kept the same leanness, or maybe even got a little bit leaner, this guy would be 8.5 in a heartbeat. All right, this is a guy that could push it to 9. To be honest with you, this guy could probably push it to 9.5, you know, get rich and you're fucking 10. And I say that because his height is already, in the top 10% of guys height-wise. His body leanness is already probably in the top 10%, top 20% for sure. So he's definitely in the top 20% as far as height and body leanness is concerned. So if he just put on muscle mass that was in the top 20 or 10%, he would be a 10. Simple math, guys. So I mean, I really should adjust this to 7.5 to be honest with you. Let me go ahead and put 7.5 on there. Sorry, buddy, I shorted you a half a point. You deserve 7.5. All right, this guy is a 6, but the potential is there. The potential is there. The height is there. The frame is there. All that stuff is there. The body fat percentage is about average. He just needs to get below average body fat percentage and above average muscle composition, and he would be there. He'd be up in the 7s, working towards the 8s. Okay, this guy 6, because it's a smaller frame. The arms are kind of small, and then the chest isn't there yet. So still, a lot of room for improvement. It wouldn't even take long. So more muscle mass, duh, and the body fat percentage is a little bit lower than it already is. But this guy just needs to put on some muscle. That's it. Put on some muscle, and that 6 will be moving to a 7 and moving to an 8, depending on how hard he wants to push that or how far he wants to take it. Okay, so this guy 5.5. The height is there. The frame is there. We just gotta put some muscles on that frame. That's it. Put some manly muscles on that frame and take that body fat percentage down so we could be hard, lean, and cut. All right. Now this guy is a 7. Okay, hard 7 there. And yeah, he's lean than a mug. Good amount of muscle mass on him. He has a young body, but he's probably a young guy. So as far as young women are concerned, they find this very attractive. They find this attractive. I don't know where the height is. It's hard to tell with this picture where his height is. But as far as the muscle mass he has and how lean he is, definitely, 7, maybe even pushing it to 7.5. I would have to know the height to really put my finger on that. But I tell you this much, if he's above 5'9", then I would say for sure 7.5 and potential to be 8.59 as he gets older and more developed, more muscle maturity. Now this guy, I'm gonna give him a 4. Really soft. Yeah, this guy, I'm gonna give him a 4. And he needs to really lower that body fat percentage, guys. A lot. I mean, I can't even tell how much muscle he has underneath that. So he has to really drop that body fat percentage low. I don't know how much chest he needs, but I can see he definitely needs a lot more shoulder. Some more arms. So if I have to prioritize it, more shoulders first, more arms second, and then more chest and back third. Okay, this is a tough picture to to rate. He didn't follow the instructions. This guy missed the assignment. Okay, it was a full frontal pose. But in any event, I'm gonna go ahead and rate it. The tattoos does add some, some bonus points, I must admit, because women like that shit. So I gotta be honest here with that. But anyhow, I would give him about a 5, to be honest with you, 5.2-ish. So what do you want me to do? Round it off to maybe 5.5 with the tattoo? Hey, that's my rating for this guy. I give him a 5.5. Really, I give him a 5, but I give him the 0.5 for the tattoo, so 5.5. And really what you have to do is lower that body fat percentage a lot. Wouldn't have to put on any muscle mass necessarily. He probably would in the process, which is great. But the priority would be lowering that body fat percentage to less than, I would say 8%. I say 10 to be generous, but 8% is really where you want to be, guys. And this guy right here, we'll give him a 5.5. I want to say 6. We'll give him a 6 actually, just because the body fat percentage is so low. So we'll give him a 6. And again, more chest, more shoulders, a wider back. Couldn't hurt to prioritize arm day, and he'd be in the runnings. And now we got this guy, yours truly, and I'm rating this a 10. Okay, now I'm not being biased. I'm not saying 10 because it's me. I'm saying 10 because I wanted to put myself in there, just because I feel like that's fair that I rate myself. And the reason why I'm giving myself a perfect score is real simple, guys, because the physique that you see here in this picture is in the top 1%. Period. Okay? It's not a matter of opinion, that's a fact. It's a mathematical fact. That's in the top 1% of male physiques, because the body fat percentage is so low. In this picture, my body fat percentage is about 5. It's about at a 5, bro. It's anywhere from 4.8 to 5.2, my body fat percentage in this picture, depending on how accurate you want to say the method is that I use, okay? Another thing is the muscle mass. The muscle mass, again, is in the top 1%. Okay, and I know this because it qualifies for professional men's physique. So anyhow, what I'm trying to say, guys, is not that you need to be a 10, not that you need to be in the top 1% as far as your body is concerned. Those are for the people that dedicate themselves to being a physique athlete. That's who that's for. Just like the fastest people in the world, okay, the top 1% of fastest people in the world are going to be people that obviously run for a living. Okay, that's the sport that they're in. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be healthy enough to have an above average, run time. Okay, so same thing here with the muscles and the body fat percentage. Just because you're not like trying to be Mr. Olympia does not mean that you shouldn't want to be well above average in these departments, because you're gonna get well above average results. Okay, it's that simple, guys. So if my opinion means anything to you, I would recommend that guys aim for 7.5. Okay, anything above 7.5, it's like you're trying to be a professional or something like that. And if that's what you are into, go for it. Okay, I love fitness, I love bodybuilding. So yeah, for me, I want to be in the top 10% in the world, right? As far as fitness is concerned. But if you're just looking for an edge, if you're looking to get great results in the sexual marketplace, 7.5, guys. That should be the goal, 7.5. And that puts you well above the average guy that's going to be at 5. Because I want you to keep in mind that the average guy is not attractive to women. Women say this over and over and over again publicly now. Okay, that is the understanding, is that women are not attracted to average men in every sense of the word. They're not attracted to average earners. They're not attracted to men of average height. They're not attracted to men of average body fat percentage, average muscle mass, average face. Nothing average they're attracted to. And that is not a societal thing. That's not a these bitches these days. That's biology. Okay, that's biology. Look at the animal kingdom. The females in the animal kingdom are not attracted to the average males. They are attracted to the guys that are dominant, the males that are dominant to pick from. If you're talking about a pack of animals or whatever the case may be, okay? If it was humans, we'd be talking about a tribe. The women would want the guys that are in the top 10, 20% of that tribe. That's what it is, guys, all right? So why waste any time thinking about, worrying about, complaining about, bitching about, crying about, denying about that fact? Why not put your time, energy, and effort and focus into being in that top percentile? If I'm telling guys, hey, aim for 7.5. 7.5 still doesn't put you in the top 20% of guys look-wise. It doesn't. Physique-wise, body-wise, 25% puts you in the top 25. So you're still out of that 20% that gets the social proof, that gets the pre-selection. The guys in the top 20%, they're gonna get that pre-selection. So you're still actually outside of that. But I'm just trying to give something to guys that's a realistic goal. Aim for that 7.5, and I guarantee you things will become a hell of a lot easier for you and a hell of a lot more fulfilling. All right? So if you're tired of disappointment, you're tired of rejection, you're tired of being fucking invisible, take a time out from that. Take a time out from pursuing, take a time out from taking it personal and all that other shit, and just focus on that 7.5. All right? Bulking challenge is coming, guys. Email me, consultations, email me, online training, email me, coaching, email me, all that shit, email me. I'm out of here. Let's keep it authentic.